Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Not Getting Fucked Anymore, thanks to Mayor Mamdani and Lena Khan. Today we're going to be going over something really cool that happened in New York. So this has been something that I've been talking about in the channel for a really long time. It's called click to cancel. There is this thing that companies do where they make it as difficult as possible to cancel a subscription, but as easy as possible to sign up. I'll give you an example. When I signed up to go to Best Fitness Nashua, it was a cool gym in New Hampshire. I'll give them that. It was a really nice gym when I went there. The people were nice. I was able to sign up online, and it took me less than 90 seconds. When I wanted to cancel, I was told that I couldn't cancel online. I couldn't cancel over email. I couldn't cancel over the phone. I had to send them certified mail. Not normal mail where you could just use a stamp. They wanted me to send certified mail. And it was very obvious why they did this. In my opinion, the reason this gets done is because for most people, and I know there's going to be some person says, I vibe coded an app to use Indisha with stamps. Shut the fuck. For 99% of the normal public, you have stamps in your drawer, which take you no extra time to use, and you have certified mail, which is going to the post office, driving for 10 or 20 minutes, waiting for 10 or 20 minutes in line. That's friction. And when you add that level of friction to something really basic like canceling a gym membership, you lower the likelihood of somebody doing it. They're just going to put it off and keep getting billed for something that they're not actually using. So click to cancel is a very, very basic idea that says that whatever you use to sign up for something, it should be that easy to cancel. I'm not going to mandate something. I'm not going to say you have to use a specified system, a centralized system, code that has been mandated by the government. I'm going to let you decide what it is. Whatever system that you allow to use somebody to sign up, they need to be able to use a system that is that simple to be able to cancel. And I think that that's a very fair thing to do. I've talked about this for a long time and why this has not made its way through. I'm not going to give you the entire legal analysis because I'm not a lawyer. Hopefully somebody smarter than me can do that. The TLDR that I've talked about in previous videos is that this was getting struck down because they were saying that the FTC did not push this through properly. Apparently, if there is any sort of evidence that something that the FTC, that's the Consumer Protection Agency in America, is going to cost the United States economy more than $100 million a year, they have to go through this entire red tape process. And there were people claiming that if you had click to cancel, this would cost the American economy more than $100 million a year. Now, I think that this is complete bullshit. This is one of those heads I win, tails you lose scenarios. Behind door number one, you made it up and you're completely full of shit. Behind door number two, you didn't make it up. You're actually telling the truth that if Americans have the ability to cancel subscriptions of things that they no longer wish to pay for, if they had the ability to stop having their money taken from them without their consent, that you would lose $100 million. In which case you are stealing $100 million fucking dollars out of the wallets of Americans every single year, and you're just being upfront about it, in which case, fuck you. So whether it's number one or number two, fuck you. When you dig into it, they're actually talking about the cost of providing a cancel button on all these different websites, and that costing over $100 million for all the companies that have gone out of their way to not put a cancel button there. This is from the documentation from the courts themselves. As for the preliminary regulatory analysis, the NPRM explained that the commission had preliminarily determined that the proposed amendments to the 1973 rule would not have the requisite $100 million effect on the national economy that would trigger the requirement for analysis. Compliance with the proposed requirement should not create any substantial added burden on sellers because most already provides forms of disclosures, consent procedures, and cancellation mechanisms to customers. In addition, the Commission had sought to minimize prescriptive requirements and provide flexibility to sellers. It therefore declined to provide a preliminary regulatory analysis. In January and February of 2024, the Commission held informal hearing sessions before an ALJ to resolve disputed issues of material fact about costs of the proposed rule. 5 interested parties in the FTC Bureau of Consumer Protection appeared at the hearing sessions and offered submissions and experts' reports on the cost of the proposed rule. Based on the FTC's estimate that 106,000 entities currently offer negative option features and estimated average hourly rates for professionals, such as lawyers, website developers, and data scientists whose services would be required by many businesses to comply with the new data requirements, the ALJ observed that unless each business used fewer than 23 hours of professional services at the lowest end of the spectrum of estimated hourly rates, the rule's compliance costs would exceed $100 million. Data scientists. We're talking about a cancel button. When I've talked about this in the past, it was usually the more conservative FTC commissioners and people that were against this proposed rule, and it was a conservative judge that had voted it down. And here's the thing, this cuts both ways. You guys want to make fun of the Obamacare website for being over budget? You can do that. You can dunk on the Obamacare website as much as you want. I will laugh along with you. You are now saying that it is going to cost the American economy more than $100 million to add cancel buttons to websites. A, no. B, if it does, maybe you shouldn't have built or hired the fucking Obamacare tier fucking web developer to make your website. This is 2026. Your operating system is vibe coded. Your video card drivers are vibe coded. I'm not saying add the cancel button with vibe coding. I'm just saying that I think a vibe coded cancel button has a better chance of working than the no cancel button. If you want all the detail on how these cases went, what the FTC said, what other people at the FTC have said, you're welcome to view any of my past videos. I've done a number on the topic and a number on the FTC chair right now, which is one of the people who dissented on click to cancel earlier. There are judges that also have shot this down at the federal level. So New York has Executive Order 10. Executive Order 10 is an executive order which directs the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection to prioritize monitoring, investigating, and taking enforcement action against deceptive subscription-related practices. The order, titled Fighting Subscription Tricks and Traps, also directs the agency to promulgate rules combating subscription tricks and traps. And I quote, Mayor Mamdani says, subscription traps are just another way that big corporations extract hard-earned money from working people. In our city, we're drawing a clear line. If you can sign up with a click, you must be able to cancel with one. In my opinion, this is not fascism. This is not socialism. This is not communism. This is not anarcho-capitalism. This is common sense. People shouldn't have to wait on hold for half an hour or send a certified letter or show up at a store in person in order to cancel. And again, common fucking sense. Let's read some of the source documentation. It is a deceptive and unconscionable trade practice for any person to offer or provide an automatic renewal or continuous service to a customer except in accordance with the requirements of this section. The money portion is right here. A person making an automatic renewal or continuous service offer to a consumer must provide to the consumer with the option to cancel at any time using a simple cancellation mechanism that is as easy to use as the mechanism that the consumer used to provide consent, and that is through the same medium that the consumer used to provide consent. I love this rule. I think this is great. The problem that the law has, where I would start to object, is when you say, you need to use this specific code. You need to use this specific software. And you don't have any of that here. They're not telling you that you need to do things in this specific government-sponsored way. What I love about this rule is its simplicity. Whatever method that you chose to use to allow people to sign up, you need to use that to cancel. I think this is great because it just shows the universality of it. There is not a gym in the United States of America that I know of, and please correct me if I'm wrong here, that says that you can only sign up for the gym by sending them certified mail. You know why that's the case, because if a gym required that you use certified mail to sign up, that gym would have no customers. I think this is a great law, and I see so much hate on Mamdani and Lina Khan. Lina Khan was the prior FTC commissioner under Biden for this, and I just don't get it. I really don't. Again, this is not socialism. This is not communism. Do you really want to wait in line for 45 minutes at the post office, sending certified mail to cancel your gym membership to own the libs? No, just stop. Like, seriously, stop. There's so many things that are wrong with New York City, and on this channel, I point them out on a regular fucking basis. I am not moving back to New York City anytime soon. This is what they did to me. And more importantly, I still get tax notices. I've been out of there for what, like 4.5 years personally, 4 years as a business now. I still get tax notices from them. I'm not kidding. I got a collections notice the other day. I didn't even scan it. I literally just put it through my shredder. It said $0 owed in taxes, $50 or $70 in penalties and fees. So it wasn't like, we think you owe this in taxes, you didn't pay it, so now we're adding penalties. It literally said taxes, 0, fees. I'm like, how? On top of what? I'm never going back there. Never. And the thing is, I can't lay all of that on one man. Mayor Mamdani is the mayor of New York City. He does not control the Department of Taxation and Finance. And even with the things that are wrong with the city, he cannot fix, he's one dude who's younger than me. He cannot fix everything. I appreciate that he is trying to fix the things that are within his corner. And this is what the clipping movement is all about. Fix what you can. Clean up your corner of the world, whatever it is. He has a bigger corner than I do. And listen, I'm sure he's not going to get everything right. And I'm ssure there are items upon which that we would both disagree. But this seems like putting the right foot forward. This is not over-regulating, but it's also not under-regulating. And this is the thing. When I was in my 20s, I was more libertarian leaning, not full-on anarcho-capitalist, not because I was a full-on libertarian, but just because the government that I dealt with every single day was such a laughingstock and a fucking joke. And stuff like this actually restores my faith in the idea that government is not a complete joke. This is not written in a way where it's difficult to comply with. This is not written in a way where there's going to be this insane, aggravating bureaucracy. Any costs incurred by a business that have to pay to put a cancel button on their website are costs that should have been fucking incurred at the beginning. The only reason they didn't do that shit in the beginning is because of their own goddamn malice or incompetence. And that's on them. Boards.rossmangroup.com. You can cancel in your profile the same way that you could sign up. I'm not trying to be too self-deprecating or mean to myself, but when you compare like the market capitalization of like a Gold's Gym or an LA Fitness to the market capitalization of Rossman Repair Group, and the 40 to 60,000 bucks it has in the bank at any given time. Like, it's a joke. If I could have a fucking cancel button on my website, So can you. I support this. I know there's going to be some people in the comments screeching about this, and I don't care. Are you that fucking ideologically possessed that you are willing to argue against a website being asked to have a cancel button next to the subscribe button to own the libs? No. This is a good law. This is a good rule. I like it. I don't see anything wrong with it. If I'm missing something, if because I'm not a lawyer, I have missed something while reading through the primary source documents, please do update the wiki page that I have over here. Anybody can edit the wiki, and if you disagree with me, we can argue it out on the discussion page, and we can have a conversation, and you can redo my edits. If I'm missing something, if this law is this evil piece of crap that's bringing communism to America, then you're welcome to edit the article. I don't see anything bad here. I think it's pretty good, and I think Mamdani is doing a pretty good job with pushing stuff like this through. Will it be acted on properly? Will it be enforced properly? All that other stuff? We'll see. I don't have the most faith in that, but that doesn't have to do with the mayor. It just has to do with my personal biases and experiences, which I imagine the people that have been watching my channel, watching the hair slowly leave my head as I dealt with this shit for 3 to 4 years, might have an understanding for. But I'm not going to put that on him. I think it's pretty cool. That's it for today. And as always, hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. But wait, where's the cat? I was going to show the cat. Blackberry, where'd you go? She was here for the beginning of the video. Blackberry, come back, Berry. Blackberry. 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 No cat. Anyway, wanted to show you a cat before I ended the video. Guess I can't. See you in the next one. Bye now.